Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. I love filming this kind of video because it's kind of been a build-up for the last few months, and it is all of my empty products for the second quarter of 2024. So April through June. So I'm gonna go through everything like hair care, body care, skincare, and makeup that I completely finished in these 3 months. I have it all in a bag. There's all kinds of stuff in here. And so we will go through that. I will let you know if I liked it, what my thoughts were, if I would purchase it again or recommend it. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's start off with hair care and body care. So I just wanted to share about a shampoo and conditioner set that I used up in this quarter, and it was from the brand Derma E, which I really like this brand for skincare. Their stuff is relatively affordable and also goes on sale at Ulta a lot, like buy one get one 50% off or buy one get one 40% off. And it is getting harder to find them actually in the store, at least near me, I noticed. So you can still order it online though from Ulta. But I decided, since I like their skincare so much, that I would try some of their shampoo. So I got the thickening shampoo and the thickening conditioner because I don't have relatively thin hair, but I have more like fine hair. So I'm always looking for ways to like volumize and thicken. And I really liked both of these. I felt like the shampoo also really helped with like scalp care. So it's definitely a set I would consider purchasing again. I feel like shampoo and conditioner in general is one of those things that I'm definitely seeing price increases on. So I think both of these were under $10 each. So I feel like that's actually pretty good these days for shampoo. But yeah, I really liked these and would recommend them. Next, I have another of my favorite deodorants, which I know I talked about this in the last Empties video. It's another one of the Dove spray deodorants, and this was the coconut one, I believe, just because there's a picture of coconut, but it's just the dry spray. I like this because it doesn't leave a residue, doesn't leave a white cast, it doesn't come off or show on my clothes as much as just like a regular swipe-on deodorant does. And I do have a new one of these going. I got the like peach and chamomile tea scented one just because that sounded really refreshing and summery. So yeah, I love these deodorants. I will always purchase them, and yeah, I can't say enough about it. I also used up a random body lotion or body cream. I don't know where, like what store this came from. It's clearly some like off-brand lotion, maybe from like Walmart or CVS or something. I think my sister actually gave this big bottle to me. And the way I used this up was, if you've seen my previous videos, I actually squirted this into a little tub and then mixed in a highlighting powder with it to make like a glowy body lotion. So that is how I use this up. And I always feel accomplished when I use up a body lotion or body cream, especially one this big, because they just take a long time to get through, and I'm not the best at remembering to moisturize my entire body all the time, especially in the summer. So proud of myself for finishing this one, but it wasn't anything spectacular, you know, and since I don't know where it came from, I wouldn't purchase this exact one again or really recommend it, but I always like using some sort of body moisturizer. So that's what I recommend, is always using a body moisturizer. Next is a face wash, again, the Derma E brand. This is the Acne Deep Pore Cleansing Wash in the orange bottle. This is my favorite one. I go through these all the time. I have a new one going in my shower. Can't recommend this brand enough. I just really feel like this face wash does help stave off some acne. I still experience acne in general, but I feel like this kind of helps calm and prevent new things from popping up as often, and I do feel really clean after I use this product, which is important. Highly recommend this brand. Love this face wash. My sister uses this face wash too. We're both obsessed with it, so love it and definitely would buy again and already have. So that was kind of the last of the body care slash shower care. So now let's move on to skincare. And I did use up a Garnier Micellar water. I bought this orange one, which was the gentle peeling water that had PHA and glycolic acid. I personally didn't really notice any difference in using this one with the glycolic acid versus the regular one. So, I mean, I love the micellar water in general. I have bought a new one. I got like the extra big bottle of just the regular Garnier micellar water, but I use this all the time. I've gotten back into like double and even triple cleansing some days. So I'll do a cleansing balm in the shower, followed by a face wash in the shower. And then as part of my nighttime skincare routine, I will then go in with this and just make sure I've gotten every last piece of like residue, makeup, whatever, potentially off my face for the night before I apply my serums and moisturizers. But I love the Garnier micellar water. I just don't think I would necessarily purchase this glycolic acid orange bottle one again, but I have already purchased a new Garnier micellar water in general and will continue to use it for a long time. It's the most affordable micellar water I've found that actually works really well. Next is also a repeat product, and it is the Snail Rescue Blemish Busting Toner from Peach Slices. This is the more affordable brand of Peach and Lily, which I love their skincare as well. But this I really like. It's kind of got that mix of texture of like a toner and like a serum at the same time. So it's a little more thick than just a regular toner, but I use it the same way as a toner. I put it on a cotton pad, wipe that around my face. I use this in the morning time, so I do the micellar water at night as part of my nighttime routine, and then in the morning I use this first thing. So I do like this. I feel like it leaves my skin smooth and like has a good base for then putting on the rest of my morning skincare routine. I've already purchased another and I'm using it, so this is one that I keep going back to because it does work really well for me. And then speaking of Peach and Lily, I used up their Glass Skin Refining Serum. This I really enjoyed as well. I used this as part of my nighttime routine, and I did feel like after I would put this on, my skin did feel and look a lot smoother and like not shiny in a way, but like the glass skin, like I don't know how to describe that, but like that is kind of what it would look like. It would just have like a slight glow. It would look really clean and fresh, and it just felt really good to use at nighttime as my serum. So I know this is kind of a more expensive product. I think it's around the $30 to $40 range. So I haven't repurchased it immediately because I do have a lot of skincare that I am working through. But I think when I am ready for another serum, I will consider purchasing this one again just because I liked the way it felt and looked on my skin. Next, I used up a lip balm. I think I had talked about this briefly in one of my like makeup chores videos. It was the Milani Supercharged Citrus Lip Mask. And first off, the container is super small compared to other lip masks I've used. This is only 0.24 ounces. So it was really small. I went through it really quickly. Didn't think it worked particularly well, and also this was like $10 for this little jar. And then on top of that, like pretty immediately, the lid cracked, which like it still is able to screw on, but I was like, I'm paying $10 for this, and the lid immediately cracks, and then the product doesn't even work that great, and then I used it up in like a month. Like, not repurchasing this. Don't recommend, would not repurchase. Since then, I have moved on to the Trader Joe's Vanilla Lip Mask. Loving that so much more. It's way more affordable, and it's like triple the size of this. So if you have a Trader Joe's near you, go get that vanilla lip mask. It is amazing, and I am enjoying that way more than this, and maybe almost better than the Laneige lip masks I've used as well. Now let's move on to the fun part, which is makeup. So you've seen some of these empties already. If you have been watching my Project Pan series, I will link that below. So some of these may be repeats, so I'll kind of go through those quickly. The first item I used up in my Project Pan this quarter was the e.l.f. Camo Powder. Completely gone. I had this in the shade Light 205N, and I did not particularly love this powder. I felt like it was very drying. I also did not get quite the right color. It was way too pale and like yellowy for my skin, and that's something that I have seen other people comment on the e.l.f. powder and the Camo line in general, is that it's really hard to get a good color match. It either comes off way too yellow or way too orange. So I wouldn't purchase this again, and I don't necessarily recommend, but it was something that I used up, and I'm glad I used it up and got my money's worth. The next one that I talked about already in Project Pan was my Smashbox Contour Trio. Completely gone. This had a contour, a bronzer, and a highlight. And I used up the contour and bronzer in the Project Pan, and then the highlight was what I mixed in to the body cream to use it up that way because it didn't really work as a highlighter for me. It was too pale, too white, not enough shine to be a highlighter for me really, so then it just looked like I had like white on my face. But mixing it into the lotion worked way better. So that is how I use this up. And it's always exciting when you use a face palette. These are so hard to get through. And like I said in my Project Pan review of this, it's kind of taught me that face palettes with like the multiple things in it is just not for me. I don't reach for them. It doesn't always work for me or make sense for me. So I have one more face palette in my collection that I actually do like. It's the Hourglass one. And I like all those products and they all actually work for me. But besides that, I don't think I will be repurchasing any sort of face palette maybe ever again, just because I just don't gravitate towards these. But glad I used this up and got my money's worth. Would not purchase again, and also wouldn't really recommend. The colors were just a little off for me. Another bronzing product that I used up in this quarter was the Wet n Wild Contour Stick in Oaks on You. As I said in my Project Pan, there is some left in there, but I'm just not gonna go in there and scrape it out. This product is super old. This has been in my collection for at least like 6 years now, and it's just time to get it out. So I used it up until I could no longer just swipe it on my face when it was rolled all the way up. So it's completely flattened out and like, that's it. So this is done. And I did like this product. I think it's a pretty good bronzing stick and it's only a couple bucks. So it's definitely a good value for the money. And I did enjoy it while I was using it. But if you're not into the stick version of these kinds of things, then obviously this wouldn't be for you. And I don't think I will repurchase this exact product. I do have some other bronzing sticks that I'm interested in trying instead, but it did show me that I do like the stick version of cream bronzers. Next, I have two lip products. The first I used up in Project Pan. It is my e.l.f. Tea Rose Skinny Lipstick. They don't even make these anymore, but used it completely up. And it was just kind of like a cool toned pink. And I used this up mostly as a blush. Earlier in the year, it worked better in the winter months since it's cool toned. But in general, I like lip products from e.l.f. Like I said, they don't make the specific one anymore, but I have purchased other lipsticks from e.l.f. and enjoy and recommend those. So glad to get this out. This is also super old in my collection. So we've moved on from that. And then I also used up one of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumps. I used up the shade White Peach. And I think I talked about this in another video. It was super annoying that it like basically stopped clicking up, but there was like product still like from here all the way up. So I did dig this out, put it in a separate pot, and then used it that way. Kind of annoying. So something to think about with the click up things. But in general, I really like these juicy lip plumps from Tarte. I wish they weren't as expensive as they were. They're like 24 bucks a piece or something. I do have another color in Primrose that I really like as well. But I do think I will repurchase another color from this line, maybe not White Peach again, because that would be fun to try out a different color, but I do really like this formula and think it works well. I think e.l.f. did come out with something that's supposed to be very similar. I just haven't seen it in person at any of my Ultas or at Target. So if you've tried one of those, let me know in the comments if it's similar to this and worth purchasing that instead of this. Otherwise, I don't know when I'd be able to try that out. So I would definitely consider repurchasing this. I also used up one mascara, kind of used up. I think I talked about this in one of my Shop My Stashes. It was this L'Oreal Air Volume mascara. Absolutely hated and despised. It was way too wet and clumpy. Hate the brush. I got it because the packaging looks so cool. I love it. The packaging's great, but it's just very messy, clumpy. Didn't like it. So didn't fully use it up, but I was like, this has got to go. So don't recommend, don't waste your money. And then I used up a tried and true product, my e.l.f. Brow Gel product. I get it in the shade Blonde or Taupe or something. I go through these all the time. They actually last a decent amount of time for what they are, and it's only a couple dollars. Already purchased a new one for a backup and highly recommend and love this product. I also used up two setting sprays. First, I used up the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love this stuff. I just hate that it's in an aerosol can. I know aerosol cans are not the best for the environment. They're hard to recycle depending on where you live. I don't think I can recycle these, even though like it could be, but just where I live, they don't take these kinds of things, so I'm gonna have to trash it. So that definitely deters me from buying these all the time. They're also a little pricey. I think this is like $18, but I got this one on sale when Ulta was having a sale, so I think I paid like $12 for it, which is still a lot for a setting spray in my opinion. But I like to buy this maybe a couple times a year, just kind of as a treat, because I just love the feeling of the continuous spray and like the super fine mist that it has. So I would consider repurchasing this, but the fact that it's the aerosol can packaging does make me consider purchasing it less often, if that makes sense. But I do really enjoy this. And actually recently I picked up the e.l.f. like Super Grip setting spray, the green one, and the spray on that is actually somewhat continuous and super fine. So that might end up being my replacement product for the Morphe one going forward. I haven't used it all up yet to see 100% how I feel, but I've been really enjoying that one, so that might replace the Morphe one. I also used up my Pacifica Vegan College Hydrating Mist. I also really love this and will repurchase it. Sometimes it's out of stock at my Ulta, so whenever I see it in stock, I will pick it up again. But again, it's the same thing. It has a really good sprayer. I just like the coverage that the sprayer gives, and I don't feel like it's like a harsh spray. Sometimes, you know, setting sprays, you spray it and you're like, wow, that really just went to like one direct area of my face and now it's kind of melting my makeup away. This I really like, and it's very refreshing, and I like that it comes in glass packaging so I can recycle it, and it also just feels nice and heavy duty and luxurious when you're using it. So definitely recommend and will purchase this again. Last but not least, these are not super exciting, but I used up 3 little perfume samples. I have a ton of these in my possession right now, and I'm trying to work through a lot of them this year. So the ones I used up, it's so hard to read them. I used up a Valentino one. I think it's Donna. I don't particularly remember this. I will try and put the scent notes on the screen for these. The next one I used up was Flower Balm by Viktor Rolf. I've had multiple samples of this, so I'll put the scent notes on the page for this as well. And the last one I used up was by Mugler. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was the Angel Elixir scent. So I don't wear perfume often, but every so often, if you feel like you need an extra little spritz, I'll grab one of these, spray it on my wrist, that's it. So hopefully I can use up more than 3 in the next quarter, but you know, anything is progress. So there you have it. That is everything like skincare, hair care, beauty that I used up in the second quarter of 2024. It is almost so hard to believe that we are halfway through the year. It's crazy. But I'm continuing to make progress on working my way through things in my collection, and that's why I like keeping track of things that I use up and sharing those with you and my thoughts. I also have decided that for the next quarter, I am putting myself back on a no-buy. I do this like once a year for a couple of months, and it's a no-buy on like makeup and skincare. Of course, if I completely run out of a certain product, like if I run out of, I think I will run out of toner, and I will probably run out of setting spray. So like then of course I can buy something, but I'm just not bringing in anything extra into my collection for the next quarter. So July through September is the goal. And it's just a way to kind of really focus on using and appreciating what I already have, and also saving some money because, you know, inflation is real. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified of all of my upcoming videos. Feel free to leave a comment below with any questions, anything you liked about this video, if you've tried any of these products or what you're working through and trying to use up. I would love to hear it. Otherwise, I will see you in next week's video.